All right, and so we got our puff envelope. See what that means? It's our Grimm Workshop tool of the month. All right, so we're gonna get this opened up. See what we get this month. All right, everybody, welcome back. All right, so here today we do have our Grimm Workshop tool. Now this is one of my, I would say this is one of my favorite subscriptions. I don't plan on getting rid of this one anytime soon. One, it's only 20 bucks a month, so it's kind of cool to get these little things 20 bucks a month. But I find a lot of very useful items in here. Get our kits out here. So, you know, they fit in these. They fit in the Altoid tins, which is awesome. Here we have, this is kind of our new stuff. We got that, well, I gotta put that together. But let's see what we get this month. All right, we'll get this opened up and see what we get. So far, it's been a pretty good year. We did get that Ferrocerium dog tag, which I think is really cool. All right, so man, it's a rough one today. There's a card. Oh, cool. All right, so every month you're gonna get your card. Tells you what you get. Or you go to a channel like myself or Brendan River Bushcraft. He gets his like on the first of the month. So if you really want to know what you're getting, go to his website. Come back and watch mine so you get my take too. I appreciate that. All right, and so you're gonna get your card's gonna tell you what you get. Here it says manage your subscription at www.grimmsurvival.com. And then and members only discount 50% off first aid dog tag. Code at first tag at checkout. So, but if you're not a member, then we know. But all right, so basically what we're gonna get is we're gonna start with this item here. So this, we have what is called a Bandit EDC organizer. The Bandit gear organizer is a game changer in everyday carry storage. Crafted from durable elastic, this expandable pocket organizer effortlessly slides onto everyday items like pocket tins, wallets, knife sheaths, and more, adding expanded storage capabilities to just about any pocket products with a complete elastic loops for each Bandit holds your favorite gear. So that's kind of cool. All right, so let's get this out and see what we got here. All right, well, we'll see here. Okay, so, all right, yeah, so you can use this as kind of like a big Ranger band for your Altoid tin, which gives me another idea. So let's say that, all right, we got Zach Fowler's card, one of my favorites. Then we have Zach Fowler, the other card. And we'll take and we'll take this one here. This is the Timosian card. All right, so let's just see here. So now we'll put some of these back to back. So we have the, we'll just put it like that. Let's see here. So I'm thinking technically, the problem is with this is that a lot of these cards are going to have like needles or fish hooks that can get caught if you slide it in like that. But because, so you get like that. The reason that I say that is because I'm curious. Here we have our snare card. Dog tag card. So let's see, that'll fit in that little slide right there. And then we'll try Here we have our 2 fishing lures. Oops. Oh my goodness, Butterfingers today. So you could stack those in pretty nicely like that. This on this side has some smaller ones here, smaller tabs. I don't know what the hell you put in that tiny one, but it seems to me that it's a pretty good way to store a lot of your cards. I have to look at it. I think that would be a really good item that you could just put in your pocket, just like that. Pick out, like, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 of your favorite cards and put them together, and probably, well, you know, we have to go with the fire one. Put our Ferrocerium one in there, our rod. And then here we have our graphite one. You scrape that off. And so you fit like 2 or 3 in each one. Let's see if we got another mini one here. I'm not putting the keys in there. Those are kind of lame. Oh, here, this is a good one. We got the tick puller. Yeah. You know, and yeah, those might pull out. I don't know if I really want to do that, but connecting it wouldn't be a bad thing. Then, you know, maybe it is. I don't know. But it seems like a pretty good way to keep them organized. And then, like, say you just have like a loose pocket, okay, or you know, like a pocket. Just put them in your pocket like that. Then it's like, okay, boom, ready to go. So there you go. That is the Bandit EDC organizer. That's pretty dang cool. I like that. I definitely like that. We're definitely going to have to see what we can do with that. I got a lot of these Grim cards. I want to make a kit, an Altoid tin kit that covers as much as it possibly can. And, you know, fishing, trapping. We're not doing like the lock picks or anything like that, but you get your fire starting, you got your cordage maker. We're gonna make ourselves a really nice EDC kit. We're gonna pick out the best of the best, and we're going to get out there and see what we can do with it. Of course, you know, we'll probably have to go somewhere where we can fish. Yeah, see this, yeah, that's the problem I see with this, is that like these ones that have like these things that stick up like saws and stuff. So you probably would need to put them in like this so that they're smooth, so that they go in and out smooth. Like that. Even that, they tend to want to get stuck. But I like the concept. I like the concept. And I suppose even if you put this on a God dang. I suppose even if you used it on your Altoid tin as a Ranger band, that I suspect you could still fit your dog tag and micro tools in these pockets. At least one or two. And on the back they kind of stretch out a little bit more, so But yeah, there you got it. I don't know. That's pretty cool. That's a cool concept. This here. Of course, the MSRP for that is cut off because my card is janky. But it's probably like $9.50. I'll look it up online and find out for sure. But either way, $20. The card is still worth $20. But all right, so now let's go into. We have our 2 tip cards. I say it every month. These ones suck because the back is just the logo and they only have one side of information. But we have card 119 and card 118, or 117 and 118. 117 is a DIY compass. If you have a magnet that's half red and half blue, you already know what you need for the compass. Your compass will point magnetic north. So the problem with that, yeah, see, they're saying you've got one that's marked red and marked blue, but if it's not marked, then you have to kind of, what I would do is if you are going to use a magnet like that, if you get a long magnet, what you're going to want to do is use it with a compass first, where you know which way is pointing north. You hang it up, like, I don't know, you might have just like a pin or something. You hang it from your pin, and then it swerves, and then when it points north, you know that way is north, and then you can paint that in red. And so that way you know which is which. But anyway, that's kind of a cool, that's good information. And then we do have 118, how to make a bottle trap. And so it tells you how to make a bottle trap. And let's admit it, I don't think there's anywhere out there that doesn't have bottles. There's so much trash everywhere. So, all right, so 116. Now we have 117 and 118. So, go back to these janky ass ones. I don't like these. See, the old ones are cool. They had information on both sides. Grim, they need to go back to that one because that's just so much better. But we've got 100, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30. So those are tip cards we have from that series. And if you look, so this right here, this is going to prove my point. And this kind of also irks me a little bit, but so this is the new one, right? Okay, this is the old one. Okay, so you have the same information on that side. You know, tells you what you need, tells you how to do it, and pretty much has the exact same verbiage. But this is the new one, 117. This is the old one, N2, Navigation 2. Boom. See, you have this whole other information here. DIY compass, finding north, south on magnet. Finding north, south on a magnet. It tells you exactly how to do kind of what I was saying to do. So you have better information on these ones. So I'm beginning to think that a lot of these are the same cards, but they're only giving you half the information, which I don't like. These ones are so much cooler. You had information on both sides. Ugh. These ones are just I feel with this they should put like numbers and suits on these. It makes it a card deck because that's all they're really worth. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Alright, those are $1.85 each. So $1.85, $1.85. Which brings us to our last item. And this is pretty cool. And we have a sewing kit. So this is a perfect addition to any travel sewing kit, everyday carry kit, or survival sewing needle kit with 3 dozen different needles of all shapes and sizes. This little tool has your sewing kit packed in one little credit card size package, from large awls for stitching canvas and other thick materials to needles for stitching wound. We've got a needle for everything and a button for it too. This sewing kit is more than a credit card tool set. So you got 4 buttons. Then you've got these big thick needles. And then down here you have your smaller needles. So, and we got to see if these work. So what we definitely going to need to do is, oh, it's this one right here. I'm getting so many of these tins that it's getting crazy. So, and I gotta put this one together. I'll put that one together later. Maybe I'll make it a short. But 2 dozen needles, various shapes and sizes. And as with most, I say most, because there are a couple that don't have it, but the forging card is just a hard card. All right, I like saving these. These are sometimes useful. All right, so sorry about that. And as most cards, you have the needle stuck on the black side, which is adhesive, and then you have a white side. You can take that off and stick it on something, and it's not going anywhere. So, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, yep, 2 dozen, 4 buttons. I don't know about you, but when you pop a button, that is one of the most annoying things that can happen, and you want to be able to close your pants up. So, all right, we'll put that information card in there. Put our sewing kit in here. And the sewing kit is one that I would heavily consider when making our full-size kit, because one of the Dave Canterbury's 10 C's of survival, more specifically one of the 5 C's of sustainability, is a canvas needle. So you can fix things like tarps and other heavy stuff. And so I think that that is something that would definitely be a worthwhile addition. Now here I have like this here is everything Grimm. Almost everything. Yeah, almost. I don't have the sewing kit. The fishing, the hand reel is not in here. That's in another kit. But this is almost everything we've gotten in 3 years from Grimm is in this right here. This is heavy. This probably weighs a good 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds, maybe even more. But this right here, that's your Grimm. This right here, we have so much survival tools in this little bag. Knives, snares, you got needles, you got fish hooks, you got buttons, you got lock picks, you got shims. All in this right here. That's why I love Grimm Workshop, because you know they give you useful items. How useful, we have yet to see. We still need to give them a good testing. But they seem pretty solid. And there's other cards out there. Oh Lord, I really reorganized. There's other cards out there that are not. You can buy some online on Amazon, and you can get like 12 cards for like $6. But they don't have the retention system. Now, is that a deal breaker? Not necessarily, because you know you could, if you take those fish hooks off, you can put them in a small case, and you can still keep a fishing kit. So it's just that the aspect of having that adhesive retention side is what makes Grimm stand out above the rest, and I think worth the cost. But anyway, that is it. right, yeah, that's it for the Grim Workshop Tool of the Month Club. This is for October. So we got November and then we got December. And December, of course, we already have 2, but they give you that Christmas ornament, which is pretty cool. And you get your past, present, future, you know, to go with the whole Christmas Carol theme for Christmas. So 2 more months. And really looking forward to that one. Christmas is always a really good one. Really, I would say if you're only going to buy one of these a year, I would say Christmas is the way to go. You're always going to get something good with the both the Christmas ones have been just really good. Let's see here. Oh, this is just January. Hold on. So let's see here. Last year for Christmas, we had the Holly Ornament, and then we had Tool from the Past, and then we had the Present Surf and Turf card. We had the Tick Remover Micro Tool, and then 2 tip cards. So we had 2 tip cards. We had a Micro Tool. We had the Surf and Turf, and then we had it doesn't say what it was, but the Tool from the Past. And so that was $9.50. The Holiday Ornament is $10. The Tool from the Past is $10. The Surf and Turf was $20. The Future Tick Removal card was $6. Set was $6. And then each of the tip cards were $2. So 2, 4, 8, 20, like $48. $48 worth. So it's kind of like a double size. So let's say if you only get one, Christmas, that's the one to get. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Christmas will be the one to get. But and you can always go to Burning River Bushcraft on December 1st, and you'll see what Christmas is. Or you come back here about, you know, halfway through the month, and you can see what you're going to get. And hey, if this is something you decide you want, you can either reactivate your subscription that month, because you'll have all month to get it, or you can subscribe that month. So, all right, that is it. Hope you liked this video. I'm losing my mind. A lot of stuff going on, but everything's great. We still got a lot of good stuff coming this year. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, not at the Grim Workshop, but with all of our other stuff, we're going to like go through our gear pack. We're going to go through our SHTF box. And each month, we're going to pick kind of like what was kind of like the best item in that box. And we're gonna separate those items. I think that's kind of we're gonna look at like the best of the best of the worst. You know, because like we got this with ripcord in our gear pack, which is really good. But we also got this, which is cordage, a cutter. That was a good month right there. That one was not too bad. But yeah, there. That's it. All right. Until next time, keep repping, guys.